Welcome, bold Aries, whether you're a longtime friend of this channel or you've just stumbled upon Zodiac Talks Tarot for the first time, let me say this loud and clear, you didn't land here by accident. My name is, well, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I've spent decades immersed in the study of astrology, psychology, human behavior, and yes, sprinkled with a bit of Buddhist wisdom, because even fiery Aries can benefit from a little Zen every now and then. So sit back, take a breath, or don't, because I know patience isn't exactly your strong suit, and let's dive into this reading for the chosen ones of the Zodiac. That's right, Aries, you are the chosen ones, stepping boldly into the year of triumph 2025, a time tailor-made for your victories, both in love and in life. Let's start with the Empress and the Three of Cups, two cards that practically elbowed their way onto the table like they had something urgent to say. The Empress, with her nurturing, life-giving energy, reminds you that even the fiercest warriors, yes, I'm talking about you, crave connection and warmth. You may wear the armor of independence like a badge, but deep down, you're not immune to the pull of love, especially when it comes wrapped in authentic, heartfelt energy. The Three of Cups? Oh, that's your cosmic heads up that a reunion, or at least a long overdue heart-to-heart, is on the horizon. And no, it's not just about clinking glasses at some party. This is about real, emotional connection that's been simmering below the surface. You might want to brace yourself, or don't, because Aries never really does that anyway. Now, Mercury showing up in Cancer's sensitive waters? That's like your bold Aries energy suddenly finding itself at a poetry reading, awkward, vulnerable, and surprisingly honest. Expect a message, a conversation, maybe even that one text you swore you'd never get. And it won't be fluff. We're talking heart-level truths. Because here's the thing about being a chosen one, half-hearted isn't your style, and 2025 isn't the year for lukewarm anything. But it wouldn't be an Aries love reading without a little plot twist, right? Enter the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups, because of course, someone's been dancing around commitment like it's a game of emotional dodgeball. Classic case of commitment issues, sprinkled with indecision and a side of confusion. But here's your reminder, Aries, your intuition isn't some random hunch, it's your spiritual Wi-Fi, and this year, the signal's coming through crystal clear. You already know in your gut who this is about, don't you? And while they're busy sorting through their options like they're picking toppings at a frozen yogurt shop, you've been quietly leveling up, preparing for what you actually deserve. So whether this long-lost admirer comes back with an apology, a proposal, or just a clumsy "Hey, how've you been?" remember, you are the chosen ones. You're not here to chase. You're here to choose. This is your year of triumph, Aries, and while the universe may be tossing you a second chance, it's entirely up to you whether you catch it, or let it bounce right past. Either way, welcome to Zodiac Talks Tarot, where astrology meets a little wisdom, a little humor, and a whole lot of real talk. Ah, the sweet sting of nostalgia, it hits harder than a surprise song from your high school playlist. You know the one. And here we are, Aries, with the Six of Cups showing up like that one ex who always texts "Hey, stranger" right when you're least expecting it. Whether it's an old flame, a long-lost friend, or that childhood sweetheart who suddenly found your socials after a decade, this card says they've got you on their mind. And with 2025 rolling in as your year of triumph, you're the one holding the power this time. The past may be knocking, but you get to decide if you're opening the door, or double locking it. Remember, just because someone was part of your story doesn't mean they deserve a sequel. Nostalgia can be sweet, but it can also be like reheating old leftovers. Sometimes, it's better left in the fridge. Now, let's talk about this cosmic plot twist, the Death card, 9 of Wands reversed, and 7 of Wands, a trio that screams, "Oops, my bad." What we're seeing here is classic ego death, Aries. Picture it, someone who once thought they could ghost you, outmaneuver you, or simply stay comfortably silent is now backtracking like a kid caught sneaking cookies before dinner. Yep, their pride had been driving the car, but it looks like the GPS of 2025 is recalculating. Now they're circling back, maybe not fully humble, but at least ego's been stuffed into the glove compartment. This is your moment to see them for who they really are, not just who they used to be. Because, as I often remind my clients, love may feel like a battlefield, but true connection is more like a dance, and it works best when both people know the steps. And before we wrap this up with a neat little cosmic bow, here's your spiritual PSA, because even in the mystical world of tarot, shady stuff happens. Yep, fake channels, content thieves, and spiritual copycats are a thing. If you're seeing tarot readings that aren't from the tarot closet or our trusted Zodiac Talks tarot family, hit that report button like the chosen one you are. Think of it as community karma. Protect your space, protect your energy. After all, even in the tarot world, we've got to keep the vibes clean and the wisdom real. And honestly, if you're going to steal readings, at least learn how to shuffle first. There's something poetic, and a little bit karmic, about watching someone finally lose a battle with their own ego. And Aries, that's exactly the vibe the Six of Cups is bringing back around for an encore performance in your reading. This person? Oh, they've been wrestling with pride like it's an Olympic sport, and spoiler alert, they lost. To themselves. Now they're hoping you, the ever-intrepid chosen one, will grant them what they secretly want but would never admit, a second chance to make, well, a first impression. Welcome to your year of triumph 2025, where the past comes knocking like a bad rom-com sequel. Except this time, you're not the one caught off guard. You've grown. You've leveled up. And honestly, you're probably wondering if you even have time for someone who took this long to figure out what you were worth in the first place. Then there's the Death card paired with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and oh boy, does this combo scream bad decisions. Letting go of you? Yeah, that never really happened. They've been holding onto your memory tighter than they hold onto their Wi-Fi password. Whether it was money, pride, or just plain foolishness, they gambled on the wrong hand, and life called their bluff. Now they're sitting there, metaphorical poker chips all gone, realizing they let you, the jackpot, slip away. If this were a movie, this would be their big, dramatic realization scene. Cue the slow-motion montage of regret. But before you go polishing your I told you so speech, let's talk about the real curveball, the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yep, you've got every right to have your walls up, Aries. You've been burned before, and you know better than to let just anyone waltz back into your heart uninvited. But here's the twist, this time, they're not rolling in with a list of excuses or some half-baked sob story. No, it's an actual my bad, and let's be honest, when was the last time that happened? There's something almost refreshing, and frankly, a little suspicious, about someone showing up ready to take accountability. Makes you wonder if Mercury's in retrograde or if they finally started meditating. And then, we get to the heart of it. The Lover's card. Now, this isn't your average rom-com moment. This is cosmic. This is connection with a capital C, love, fate, soul contracts, all wrapped up with a bow and delivered right to your year of triumph doorstep. But, because life's funny like that, the choice is 100% yours. Will you swipe left on this karmic connection and keep it moving? Or will you lean into the possibility that sometimes, just sometimes, people do grow up and get it right the second time around? Either way, Aries, remember this, you're not just a player in their story, you're the author of your own. And in the grand narrative of 2025, you get to choose if this is a reunion, or just a well-earned closure. And just when you thought the story had ended, she returns. The Empress, in all her fertile, Gaia-rich glory, glides back onto the stage like the universe's answer to a wait, did I make the right call? And this, dear Aries, could very well be your butterfly after the storm moment. The Empress doesn't come lightly. She's not texting you up at 2 a.m. No, she's here with the sacred energy of renewal, of new beginnings, that only emerges once the spiritual soil has been properly tilled by pain, pause, and, yes, a good old ego-crushing dark night of the soul. As the Buddha so wisely said, nothing is forever. Maybe this love story wasn't a tragedy after all, just a really long intermission, with the popcorn finally popping again in the year of triumph 2025. Speaking of ego, let's talk about what's been happening behind the cosmic curtain. We've got ego death, and I'm not talking about some superficial, Instagrammable healing journey. No, this is full-on spiritual surrender. This person didn't just step out of the ring, they tossed the gloves, the towel, and probably their phone too, after typing and deleting your name more times than they'll ever admit. Now, the universe is handing you the decision card. Is this the long-awaited rematch, or is the book already closed, filed under lessons learned? Enter the Lover's card paired with the Death card, a combination so powerful it might as well come with dramatic background music. It's love meets evolution. Ego meets expiration. Harmony is ready for its spotlight moment, but, and this is the real kicker, only if you say so. This isn't fate dragging you by the ankles. This is destiny knocking politely, with a cosmic latte in hand, asking, you in? And then, boom, the Emperor shows up. Upright. Solid. This isn't the emotionally constipated version who ghosted you in the past. No, this is the let's talk about real stuff Emperor. He's still got the armor, but now he's willing to crack it open. He's realizing something critical. Of all the deals he's closed, the one he might regret losing, is you. Welcome to grown-up vulnerability. It only took a few astrological transits and an ego-shattering. Finally, we land on the Ace of Cups in reverse, and wow, does it pour. Regret, disappointment, late-night realizations, but also power. Your power, Aries. They know they fumbled the bag. They feel the loss. But your heart? It's not on the clearance rack anymore. You're no longer chasing. You're choosing. And isn't that exactly what the chosen ones do in their year of triumph? So here we are, Aries, the Empress rises, the Emperor steps forward, and you, well, you sit on the throne you built, deciding if this is a love story reborn, or just another soul lesson sealed with gratitude and grace. Either way, you win. Let's talk real, Aries, because when the Ace of Pentacles shows up, the universe isn't whispering, it's practically throwing a cosmic post-it note on your forehead saying, level up, or let it go. This is the classic chosen one's dilemma. Do you follow your heart, or do you listen to that ancient, slightly grumpy inner monk whispering, wisdom, dear Aries, wisdom? Either way, this isn't some vague new opportunity fluff. This is a solid offer, a chance to start a new chapter, if you're willing to step up and claim it like the fierce warrior sage you are in this year of triumph 2025. Now, let's get to the part Hollywood would call the epic reveal. Both the Emperor and the Empress are upright and on deck. We're not talking casual flings or Tinder swipe rights here. This is the stuff of twin flames, karmic contracts, and those soulmate connections that make even the most logical Aries think, okay, maybe destiny is real. In 2025, when destiny calls, you better believe it's not a butt dial. This connection has depth, purpose, and, dare I say, potential for real, grown-up love. But what about those bottled-up feelings they've been hoarding like emotional Tupperware in the back of their heart's fridge? That's where the King of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Swords in reverse come crashing in. They've finally unscrewed the emotional lid, and surprise, it wasn't empty. This person's stepping out of their own mental prison, and let's be honest, Aries, it's about time. And for the grand finale? The Seven of Cups and Death card tag team in to deliver a much-needed wake-up call. No more commitment-phobic, side quest energy. They're realizing what we seasoned readers, and maybe even the Buddha, knew all along. All those options were distractions. You were the main storyline. The one they couldn't skip. So when the channeled love messages start pouring in, full of awkward confessions, midnight regrets, and text messages that took 5 drafts to write, remember this, Aries, the chosen ones always get the real talk first. And in your year of triumph, the universe seems to think, you've earned it. Let's be honest, Aries, when someone says, I lay awake at night worrying about us, it's either a heartfelt confession or the plot of a bad soap opera. But in this case, it's legit. Yep, they've been pacing the emotional hallways of their mind like a teenager rehearsing a breakup speech, except it's about you, and they're terrified they blew it. You probably suspected it, didn't you? Classic Aries intuition strikes again. Buddha might say, attachment leads to suffering, but even the wisest sages would agree, it's kinda satisfying knowing someone's losing sleep over you. And just when you thought it couldn't get more dramatic, here comes the I want to talk, but I'm scared moment. That's right. Even bold, fearless Aries sometimes attract people whose bravery comes with an expiration date. It's like falling for a lion who meows at the first sign of real feelings. But look on the bright side, maybe they finally earned their bravery badge and are working up the courage to say something meaningful instead of sending you a meme at 2 a.m. Small steps, right? Now, cue the part where even the toughest chosen ones might soften, or, let's be real, give a well-earned eye roll. I'm sorry I made you cry. The real apology. Not the half-hearted, sorry you felt that way, but an actual acknowledgement of the storm they stirred up. Depending on how sincere it is, you'll either melt a little or mutter, took you long enough. Either reaction is valid, Aries. You've earned both. And then comes the classic line, thinking of you keeps me awake. Sure, it sounds like a line from every love song ever written, but hey, maybe this time, they'll actually hit send instead of leaving it in drafts. Wouldn't that be a refreshing plot twist? Finally, we hit the big one, you are my other half. Twin flame? Soulmate? Karmic connection? Whatever label you want to slap on it, it's intense. This isn't playground love, this is deep, soul-level stuff. And in true Buddhist fashion, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Looks like your love teacher is about to make a surprise appearance in your life class, again. Get ready, Aries, it's either going to be a hard lesson or a victory lap in this wild year of triumph 2025. Either way, you've got this. Aries, let me tell you, if love stories had a cosmic GPS, yours would have recalculating, but always back to Aries flashing across the screen. That's exactly what this connection feels like. It's got more unexpected plot twists than a late-night K-drama binge, but somehow, despite the wrong turns, the dead ends, and maybe even a few epic emotional detours, all roads seem to circle right back to you. And honestly, that's not by accident. The universe has a funny way of looping people back into our orbit when there's unfinished business, or unspoken truths that finally need airtime. Now, let's talk heartstrings. I love you and I haven't let you go. It's raw. It's honest. And sure, it's a little dramatic, but then again, Aries, you didn't sign up for lukewarm love stories. This is the kind of confession that either melts your heart or makes you reach for the nearest snack to emotionally process. But the real question isn't whether they're holding on, it's whether you are. Because in the year of triumph 2025, you hold the power, not nostalgia. And right on cue, we get to the "you are the love of my life" moment. They're finally stepping out of their shadow, out of their comfort zone, and facing the biggest fear known to humankind, rejection. Yep, even the brave get cold feet when it comes to laying their heart on the table. Fear of rejection is universal, but you've mastered the art of standing tall, even when the stakes are sky high. That's Aries energy. That's chosen one energy. And they feel it. So, here's my heartfelt gratitude to you, whether you're a first-time viewer or a loyal chosen one walking this journey with me. Thank you for showing up, not just for this reading, but for yourself. This is your year of triumph 2025. Don't you dare settle for anything less than the love, respect, and wild joy you deserve. Life isn't about chasing people or proving your worth. It's about attracting exactly what resonates with your truth. Remember, real love doesn't require a chase. It finds you, when you're living your truth, fully and unapologetically. As someone who's spent decades studying the layers of astrology, the intricacies of human psychology, and the grounded wisdom of Buddhist mindfulness, I'll leave you with this: every relationship you encounter is a mirror. Some reflect your wounds. Some reflect your healing. And a rare few, reflect your power to forgive, to let go, or to rewrite your story entirely. The choice is always yours. So, Aries, live bold. Laugh often. Love wisely. And never forget, the chosen ones don't just survive the plot twists, they own the entire storyline. If this message resonates with you, show some love, like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot. We're in this together, and trust me, the best is yet to come.